All right, now it's time to do the rim. So we've made our basket, we've put our rim row on it, and everything is packed down. First step is something that's called cutting and tucking. So what we're going to do is to take the spokes that are on the outside of the basket. This is all the tops of the spokes are very wet. I soaked them for a bit. Now I'm going to bend them over. And if it cracks a little bit like that one did, it's no big deal. This will not be seen. So I'm going to bend it over, and I'm going to make a pencil mark at the bottom of the second row of weaving, which is the first one that a spoke could go under. So this is the rim row. This row is going over, a spoke can't do anything with that one, but it can go under this one. So that's where I've marked it at the bottom. I'm going to cut that piece off, and then I'm going to make a sample. Put an X on it so I know that it's the right one. So I'm going to take my marked spoke, or my marked piece, and I'm just going to hold it at the top of the rim row, and I can go around and cut off all of the ones that are on the outside. So again, I'm holding it at the top here and cutting off right at that point. And these need to be wet in order to bend. So if they happen to dry out while you're working with them, if you have a spray bottle, you can just spray as you're going to go and bend them. One thing that I do try and do, especially if there's color in the basket, is not to get the color part wet, because it has a possibility that that color could bleed a little bit. And that's not what we want. So I try and just get the top part wet. You can do that by spray bottle or by putting it into your water bucket upside down. Okay, now I got them all cut. So now I'm going to bend them over, and I'm going to shove them right underneath the blue. And this is the tucking part. So I'm folding it, and I'm pushing from the outside and getting it underneath the blue. All right, so again, I'm bending, and if I can't push that with my finger, I can use this tool, just an awl or a screwdriver, to open that space up a little bit, and then this will go in a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I don't care about the ones on the inside, these guys. They're going to stay there for the time being. So again, it's just pushing them over and pushing them down. And you want to get them nice and tight to that rim row. You don't want them sticking way up. So again, I am pushing on the outside of the blue piece with my left hand, and that's what's making these go in pretty easy. Now that's taken a bunch of experience to do that. Now this spoke here that's splintered really bad, I bet you that's the good side being on the inside of the basket. It doesn't matter, again, it won't show. So I'm almost all the way around. And then we have one more step to this part, and that's going to be to get rid of these spokes that are on the inside. That's easy. So what we're going to do is take a pencil mark. It's going to go right at the top of the spoke, or the top of the rim row rather. So I can do those three. And what I want to do is to cut them right underneath the line. And then they'll pop up so that they meet the top of the rim row, and that's what we're after. We don't want them too high and we don't want them too low. But if I can make that pencil mark and pull it back. So it's still got to be wet in order for you to do that. And you're going to do this on pretty much every basket. This is what holds the basket together. If we don't do this part, the whole basket will just fall apart. So it's this folding over, the tucking part, that's pretty important, and in the structure of the basket. So and there are a couple baskets that you might do something a little bit different, but we'll make a different video on those. So for now, that is cutting and tucking, and now we're ready to do the rimming, and that'll be the next step.